Good morning, friends. I'm 3 minutes early. I wanted to come on early and remind you that we are going to have fun today, whether you want to or not. Don't worry if you don't have the measurements. I know this build looks complicated. This is probably one of the easier builds we've ever done. Like, you're going to be shocked how easy it is. Sit back and relax. It's a fun one today. No stress. And let me say this to you so that I can really reassure you, because these 4 pockets are just a repeat of the previous, and this pocket is literally the same as this. So you're going to be doing the same thing 5 times. So you get it one time and then you got it. So I promise it'll be cool. I promise. We won't start till 10 because that's when we start. But how is everybody? Not stressing. I'm about to get us a shirt that says, "I'm not stressing, I'm serious," or something, like in all capital letters. What's the one that says, "I'm fine, it's fine, everything's fine"? Vince is in the room, but he won't be on camera because, as y'all know, once we get started, I even take me off camera so we can have the full screen of all crafting. You're just going to have fun today. It's going to be a good time. There's nothing like getting together with a bunch of your friends and crafting. It's so fun. And it's Saturday morning, and we're doing this 2 Saturdays in a row. How about that? It's going to be super fun. Super fun. And this one's, the thing I love about this build in particular is it's easy because it's like we're using one color card, like one kind of cardstock. Like we're just doing 8.5 by 11. You know, we're just gonna, it's almost like it's almost like our original, like 3-pagers or whatever. What do we call those? 3-page wonders, stuff like that. It's like those. I think that's what we called them. So look, is that Nana? I don't know how to say that. It's her birthday. Wish her happy birthday. I'm trying to break down your username. You're gonna have fun whether you want to or not. Barb, here's where that comes from. My father, God love him, he worked from sun up to sundown. He was a worker, okay? Always working. Even worked after that. He was a worker. And so he'd go these stints. You know, being a parent, I get it now, but back then I didn't get it. He'd go these stints of working for months and months where we'd hardly be around him. Even the weekends, it'd be mom and me and my brother, and it would just be like that. And then for some reason, he'd have this flash of guilt that he needed to spend time with the family. Now, we're a bunch of people that really didn't do that with Dad. We hung out with each other, right? And then all of a sudden he would go, "All right, it's family day time." And we were like, "Oh, it's family day." And this is just when Dad would decide he had to try to spend some time with this. And so he would go, I am not kidding you. We would get in the car and he would go, we'd be bickering and fighting because me and my brother wouldn't want to be there. We want to be doing something else. And he'd go, "Listen, it's family day and you're going to have fun whether you want to or not." That's where that comes from. God love him. He tried. It was really, my dad just he wasn't a fun guy. He didn't thrive on fun. And my mother sprinkled fun everywhere she went. And so sometimes he would be like, "I'm the fun parent," and it was cute. Okay, that was a side story. Welcome everyone to Made It Society. This is one of my favorite days of the month. I think it's one of your favorite days of the month. If you're not familiar and you're watching for the first time, Made It Society is where we all get together the first Saturday of every month. Usually, I'll explain that, the first Saturday of every month at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, where we create a fun craft together. Now, the reason it changed this month is because this month was Christmas in July, and July 4th fell on our day, right? So we decided that we would push it to the end of the month and the beginning of the month. So let me explain that to you real quick. This project we're making today, we're going to do part today and part next Saturday. So we're going to do both of our Made It Societies back to back. That way we can get right back on our first Saturday situation, and we'll just kind of clean it all up at one time. So super fun that way. Today's project is so easy, but it looks impressive. I think it looks impressive. I really love it. It looks like it's harder than it is. And I love projects like that, because if you're making them for gifts for people, it's really cool when they get something and go, "You made this, like you did this." And it's cool when they can do that. So let's talk about it, where it came from, what the idea was, and what you can do with it. Okay. It came from a photograph I saw where, y'all know all these AI things that are out nowadays. Well, I don't know if you know this about AI, But AI will make an image of something that really physically can't happen, because like it's just creating two-dimensional things. It's not really putting the engineering in. It doesn't put the people in. It puts the robot in. But I saw this picture. I was like, oh, if that could really happen, that'd be cool. And then I went, wait a minute. Could do something similar. So let me show you what came from it. These accordion pockets. We're always looking for pockets that'll hold more. And if you're like me, even a gusseted pocket, unless we add a spine, doesn't hold everything I want it to. And sometimes I just need it to give a little bit. Just sometimes I need it not to be so rigid like this. Like if I wanted to open this pocket, I can actually open this pocket and nothing is tearing. And I'm like, you know what? I really like that idea. The other thing I thought was cool about this one, or at least the way I tried to build it, was to make it where you could make it a greeting card organizer if you wanted it to be. Okay. So this pocket holds A2s sideways. This one can hold 5x7s, and this can hold A9s. And this pocket literally was made because I wanted it to hold envelopes. And you can see how I did the little envelope kind of shape there for that. But as I got going with it, I realized this guy will do a lot. He's kind of going to be a workhorse because he can do photos. He can, like if you're a scrapbooker and you like to organize your photos for the upcoming scrapbooks, you could put photos in here and label them. You could put recipes in here. You could put coupons in here. You could put, I don't know, maybe you could do your week, what is it called? Meal prepping, your meal planning using this kind of situation. Who knows? This being a gusseted pocket or accordion pocket will hold another album or folio. So if you wanted to put I have a steno book beside me that I keep all my notes on. I'm constantly writing notes, but look, you could put a little steno book in there. It'll still close. There's a lot you can do with it, right? So I don't want you to see this as just a card organizer. I didn't want to label it as just a card organizer. I just called it an accordion organizer because you can do everything with it. Now today, what we're going to do is we're going to build the base. We're not going to decorate today. We're going to build the base, and it's easy to do. So if you got and by the way, if you're new to Made It Society, here's what happens. I send you, let me get all my little sheets organized here. I send you basically your prep instructions. Okay. So this is kind of what you get ahead of time. And I got to get a pointer because I don't know where near the pointer. I like that red one, but it's kind of weird on camera. Let's use this little pink guy. Okay. So July/August. Oh, that's supposed to say Make It Society. And my computer's so used to me, it said Made It Society. No, it is Made It Society, isn't it? That's right. It's me that's wrong. It's my brain. Accordion Organizer Book Folio. And here's how I give you your information, okay? I'm so excited about this project. I had a vision and it worked, blah, blah, blah. Then right here, what you'll want to gather. See how I said 8.5 by 11 solid cardstocks? This cardstock is the main part of the build. I will be using one color of cardstock for this build. In the future, I can see myself mixing it up. However, to keep this project easy for all of us to create together, just choose a single color. So what I try to do when I give you these instructions is let you know that first off, we're not rigid in our creating. If I create something, you're like, I like that, but I want to do it different. You do you, okay? I believe in that. You create what you feel like. But I also think that in the future, and I really think this will be cool, the way we're doing this binding, if you'll see as we go, the places you could use multiple colors of cardstock instead of here where I used all pink in this build, you'll see where you'll be able to do, I think it'd be cool to do every pocket a different color. You know what I'm saying? So you could see all the pockets, maybe do the spine and the book page, the book itself a different color. So I want you to pay attention to that as we go. Then I said 6 to 10 pieces of 12 by 12 decorator cardstock. That's to decorate with when we get together next. But I also want to show you something because this is the cool thing about us being together today. Do you see the pieces that I'm using? None of this is huge. I said the 12 by 12 because I'm a person who likes to use a collection kit, so I don't have to think. I can just let it, match everything up for me. But you probably could do this in 6 by 8. 6 by 8, I don't think will quite work because of this one measure right here, the width of these, because it's 6 1/4 on your little piece right here. If you didn't mind if it was a little smaller, that's fine. But you almost could use scraps to decorate this with. Like if you've had a bunch of projects, especially if you're going to use this for an organizer for yourself and you just want to use up some scraps, this is a great way to do it. Okay. All right, let's talk about this section. This is known as your Make It kit. Okay, this is what you need every time we get together. I give you a list of things here, and you'll see I try to give you little notes about it too. If you want to receive this early, if you want to get this before the event, this went out, I think, Monday of this week. If you want to get this early so you can know what to gather, you want to make sure you sign up for text and emails, okay? So we can send you the information when it goes out. All right? Now then, let's talk about how easy this is going to be today. So I have printed out images that we're going to use, and I'll be putting on the screen and things like that to make things easy for you. But it's not a class. I'm not doing this like a class. We're going to craft together, okay? But I am going to say how y'all doing, and I might ask y'all to give me some numbers and stuff to let me know how everybody's going. But I think what we'll do this morning is just kind of dust off the cobwebs and do some easy stuff, okay? So what I want you to do right now is grab out 3 pieces of cardstock. 3 pieces of 8.5 by 11. That's where we're just going to start this morning. Okay. And with these 3 pieces, the first 2 we're going to use whole. We're not even going to cut them. Okay. So I'm going to sit 2 of them right close, and we're going to do some cutting on one. So gather up that 1 piece of 8.5 by 11. And when you have your trimmer and your 8.5 by 11 piece with you, I want you to give me the number 1 and just be like, yep, here we go. Just type the number 1 into the chat, because here we go. Buckle up. The seatbelt sign is on. The captain says we're moving. And this is where I pray that all these nights of measuring and checking and measuring, checking work out. Because I promise you I've checked, and rechecked, but we'll see. I always find a mistake when I'm going. We'll let everybody get ready to get started. I don't want anybody left behind. Yep. I want to make sure I was telling you. All right. See, I'm just checking, rechecking. Okay. I tried to do this on purpose. I tried to make this super easy for us as we go. You're going to hear the measurement 8.5 a lot. And you know what's cool about that? That basically means it takes one whole cut out. Okay. What do I mean by that? Because this piece is already 8.5, we're really going to be making one cut to get to. And here's what I mean by that. We're going to cut the spine piece. Okay. So this piece you see here, I did in stripes on the front and the back, is a spine all by itself. And all we're going to do to get that is put our cardstock in our trimmer on the 11-inch side. See how I have it long here? And put it on 11-inch side, and we're going to cut that to 5.5. So here's what I meant by we're going to get 2 measures in one cut. Ready? This is 8.5 by 5.5. That's the size of your spine, but we really only have to cut it once because our 8.5 is already there for us, which I love. And I tried to do that everywhere. Okay, so you're going to see this, okay? So we cut one piece, 8.5 by 5.5. 8.5 by 5.5. That's it on that one. You don't even have to do the 8.5, just 5.5, okay? So when you've got this piece cut, I want you to give me a C in the chat. And you're going to see that all throughout this build that I took half of your cuts away. You're really just going to put paper in and cut it one time. I think that makes sense. 5.5 by 8.5. It does the work for us. Look at those C's. Y'all got it. Now, with that same thought in mind, okay, we're going to cut another piece that's 1.5 by 8.5. So same situation, just move this to 1.5 and slice. So go ahead and do that. 1.5, 5.5 from that same piece of paper. Isn't it easy? 1.5, by 8.5. So really, we're just slicing up a piece 8.5 by 11. I mean, yeah, 8.5 by 11. And while we're here, I don't want to waste this piece. Let's go ahead and get a piece for the future. Super easy. I want you to cut this one at 3 3/4. So 8.5 by 3 3/4. And we're only going to miss this little piece, which we don't need. You can use it. You can save it. It's up to you. So I'm going to lay this down and we'll go over it again. So I know you got what you need. Okay. You have 8.5 by 5.5. I'm going to do this so that we can reference it later. Okay. So y'all can see it over and over again. We know they're 8.5. So I'm going to do 5.5. So when we come back to these, you'll know which one I'm picking up. 1.5 and 3.75. My marker's dying. My marker's dying. And remember, you would have had that one piece you didn't need. Okay. What I want you to do now, this piece here, we're not going to need anytime soon. Okay. We're just going to sit him aside. He is actually for your closure. If you want to make that note on there, you can. He is a closure. Okay. But we'll come back to him. This guy is our spine. We're going to use him in just a second. This guy we're going to come back to in a little bit. We don't need him right now. We will use him today, but not right now. So just sit him aside. Okay. Now I want you to bring back your 2 full-size sheets. So we've got our spine and our 2 full-size sheets. That's what we're working on. Spine, 8.5 by 11, 2 times. Now, let's warm ourselves up. Let's warm ourselves up. Take your spine piece. I'm going to use my trimmer for this today. I'm going to use my trimmer and my blade in one today, just so I don't have to have so many tools on my desk. But if you have a scoreboard, this is where you're going to want to pull out your scoreboard and your bone folder. Okay. So get your scoreboard and your bone folder out. When you have your scoreboard and your bone folder, give me the word score. Also, let me say this to y'all. Do not be making notes. When this is over with, you get a full PDF. Everything. Look, when this is over with, you get this. And I know y'all want that stuff early. Let me tell you why I don't give it to you early. Because you all do this to yourselves. You panic and think you've got to cut and get and understand pictures. You won't understand pictures until you see it. So that's what we do today. We do the method together. And then when we leave, you're like, oh, that picture makes perfect sense because I know where it goes and what it does. So that's why you don't get ahead of time. Don't take notes. Don't stress. I'm sending you all my notes. You'll have everything in beautiful black and white that you can follow later. I promise you'll be like, this is easy. Lori, I've made all these PDFs. I thought I need to put these into like a, maybe like at the end of the year, compile them. I think that'd be kind of neat. I thought about doing that. Okay. Now then, you don't have to take notes. You never need to do that. I promise. Today we're just crafting. Let's just craft. Okay. All right. So we're going to take that piece that is 5.5 by 8.5, and we're going to do some scores. All right. I'm going to use my trimmer, like I said, but if you're using your regular scoreboard, that's perfectly fine. And I want you to see how easy this is. Okay. You're going to do the same score, and we're going to do it on this side. And then we're going to turn this around and do it on this side. So I'm going to say that again. We're going to do the same score. We're going to do the number I'm going to, I haven't given you the number. We're going to do the number I give you right here. And then we're going to turn around and do it on the other side. So we're scoring the same amount in. And this sometimes makes it so easy because sometimes when I tell you score at this number and then this number, it's a little harder because what the numbers end up being. And this makes it easy. Okay. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to put this in your scoreboard, and we're going to score at 1 3/4. Okay. So we're going to score at 1 3/4. And if you were listening, if you're a keen listener, let me get that where you can see it. Using this scoreboard and in these lights, it makes it difficult. think my camera has gotten switched. And then we're going to turn it around. So this is my 1 3/4. I've already got it. Then I'm going to turn it around and do 1 3/4 on the other side. What I need y'all to do is not make this harder than it is. Don't already get there. Look how easy this is. Okay. I have to. This is the problem. My lights are so bright. Watch. When I shadow this, there they are. There's one. There's the other. 1 3/4. And I'm going to show you this picture. You don't have to pay attention to that. I did that for you in your future stuff, but it's 1 3/4 and 1 3/4 on either side. Super, super easy. Bless you. Benny, just a sneezing. It's that time of year. Okay. Now then. Yes, you don't have to take notes. You're going to get all the notes. These next two sheets, listen how easy this is. We're doing one score mark, and we're doing the same score mark on both pages. One score mark, and it's the same one on both pages. Okay. All you're going to do is take your piece, and we're going to put it in on the 11-inch side. So you put this on your 11-inch. If you're in your scoreboard, you put it the long way. Okay. You're going to score it 6 3/4. 6 3/4. Now, that's one page scored at 6 3/4. I might turn some of my lights off because it's a little bit bright on my white cardstock. The second page, same thing, 6 3/4. So what I want you to do is get these done and then give me a number 1. Thank you, Ted. I tried to make them easy. When this is done, y'all gonna be like, why was I stressing? It looks hard. It is not. You probably built a lot of hardness up in your mind. It ain't that hard. I'm gonna see if I can turn some light off. Let's start with 1. I have like 14 lights in here. Hang on. Let's see if that'll help. Oh, it did help. Definitely helped. So there's that score mark. Perfect. Now, I just want to talk right here. No big deal. This is this section. Do you see this? I'll even open it up. Okay. This section here, this width and this width is this. Now, today it doesn't matter because we're using solid color cardstock. But if you were using cardstock that had a pattern on it, you'd need to pay attention to this section. Okay. And what I mean by that is the way we're going to build these covers, I have a sneaky way to put some stability in. And so you'd have to pay attention to that. Okay. Stress is bad for the glue. That's what I'm saying. All right. So let's go ahead and fold and crease these 6 3/4 lines that we just did. Fold and crease, fold and crease. And you're going to end up with 2 pieces that look like this, folded and creased. Okay. Now, the reason I said that your orientation will matter is because of how we're going to do this. This is our right-hand side of our folio. Pockets are going to live on here. Okay. This piece I have to turn around like this, and pockets are going to live on here too. The basic idea here is I wanted this cover and spine and everything to be pretty sturdy. Okay. So I built this where these are going to be doubled up pages right here. We're going to glue this down and you'll get double strength on your front covers. You can't see it in the build. You can't see it. It's in there. Matter of fact, if I get it really close, see it right there. I meant to take my face out. That's why I can't. Hang on. I can't see. Let me get my face out. There we go. See that little line right there? That's what we're doing right now. Okay. It'll go away. But how much stability it builds is what I love. Okay. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to glue this flap down completely. And again, if you were using paper that had a pattern, you'd have to pay attention because you'd want to make sure that when this goes like this, this will be the front of your album. All right. So open this flap up. pile glue in it, not pile glue in it. Cover this with glue. You could use sticky tape. I personally think, for me, when I'm trying to build stability, glue is better than sticky tape. And the reason is, I got to put my glasses on. The reason I think glue is better than sticky tape whenever we are building stability is it dries firmer. And I just think it's the way to go. Okay. So I'm going to pile some glue on here. I'm not piling it. I just want it everywhere. See how I'm kind of scrubbing it out? And just remember, this is building your stability. I saw somebody say they forgot to refill their glue. So did I. I hope that doesn't come back to get me. Remember this too, when you flatten this out, this glue is going to meet up with itself under there, you know. So we're going to lay this down now. And I got to do this because I don't want my glue to dry too quick. So I've laid that down. And now I'm going to take one of either my bone folder or whatever you use for burnishing. And I'm going to burnish this down. Take your time here. Spread that glue out. Because again, that, and I'm using Nina today, where I used 80-pound in that one, 80-pound cover. This is some Nina, which is 110-pound classic Crest Solar White is what I'm using. And this is going to be, see what I'm doing there? Okay, I want your brain to think like that. Now, what you did here, we're going to do here too. So go ahead and do that side. Probably looks like I'm doing a lot of glue. I'm not doing a lot of glue. I'm doing a lot of coverage. So see that? I'm using that to my advantage. See that? And then we're going to work this one down as well. If you have a lot of seepage, what you'll want to do is use your cloth and pick that up, especially if you're using a color not white, because mine is never going to show. This art glitter glue is going to go away. But if you're using a color like white, you definitely want to wipe that up real quick. When I say wipe it, when you get seepage of glue, if you just kind of touch it and pick up, you end up not getting that mark on your paper. It is the best paper. It's expensive. But if you're going to build something you want to last, it's just good. Now, you might be thinking, but Maymay, you built stability here and it stops here. That's what our spine's going to do for us, okay? When we apply our spine, we'll be double layering this section as well. There's a tiny little bit that doesn't have it. Let me show you. Let's see if you can see from here. So our, what we just did here ends here, and then our spine picks up here. I'll put my finger where it's at. So we get about a 1/2 inch that is not double layered, but remember, it is also going to get decorator paper and decorator paper. So there'll still be stability there. It just won't be quite as good as this, quite as thick as this, but we're okay with that. We just want to build where we can. Because here was the other option. Let me just tell y'all, the other option was cut this off. And I'm like, man, I don't want to do that. I do not want to cut this away and make this weak when I could use this to my advantage. So I want you to think about this in your future builds. If you're building folios or designing folios, anytime you can use that piece versus cut it off, we all don't need another scrap. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to have to deal with another piece somewhere, although it could probably be a pocket. I just thought this is where I'm going to get my stability. So look how strong our corners are going to be. And we're going to do that in several places today. This is the first place. Okay, let's now put this aside and let's get off that piece that is our spine. This is the piece we scored in 2 places. I'm going to fold and crease this guy. Fold and crease. Just like that. That's all we're going to do. I need this to look like this. I'm going to show y'all what this is. It's that. You see it? It's that piece. Just like that. So to make this happen, what we'll do, we'll lay that down. You can see my score marks there. We'll go back to those pieces that we just did. And just remember, you want your folded stability to the outside. And we're going to take these pieces and glue them to our score mark, just like this. And then our spine is going to lift up like that. I mean, we're basically making the build right now. Okay. It's just right now making the build. So I'm going to apply glue just like this, just like I did on the inside, because this is stability for me. So we're not dotting this, and I'm not using sticky tape. And like I said, the reason I don't is because I don't get the same stability with sticky tape. Sticky tape is never going to firm up. You know, it just kind of stays kind of really malleable. Use this glue to your advantage. Again, I'm not piling it on. I'm just getting good coverage. I'm going to hold this to the side because I want you to see if I can get it where you can see it. So you don't see globs of glue. I'll get it there in a second. But you see a lot of glue. See that? So I'm not piling it. I'm just covering it. Then to the score mark, not over it. What happens if we go over the score mark? Yep, that is correct. 5 gold stars for you. If you go over the score mark, you're not going to be able to open or close your book. It's going to like lock it down. Then again, I want us to burnish this down so that all those little ribbons of glue we put in there smash out and grab together like this. And they go, I got you, girl. All those little ribbons go. They're like this and they go and they lock in, and that's what we want. Listen, you're not getting this kind of quality content anywhere else today. This is right here on the Maymay Show. Quality content, you guys. Now, guess what we're going to do next? We're going to do the other side. We're not doing this centerpiece. Why? Let me show you. That centerpiece is this piece. We are building stability here. Do not worry, because we're going to put cardstock here and on the back of it. So this will be nice and sturdy. So we're still going to do that. But for now, we're just going to glue to this part. Okay, so I'm going to hold this up. And we're going to be using this part to glue the front. Okay, so do the same thing. Cover it with some glue. Just like these, or however you do it. Try to get all the way out and all the way to that score mark. I see somebody saying their glue is showing through. That many times that's paper, that's just your paper quality or choice or whatever. You just want to make sure you're using a paper that can handle your glue for folio builds, or you're using a glue that can handle your paper for folio builds. Neither are bad. You just have to know your product and know what works best with what. All right, let's get all that glue to hold hands. And look what we just did. Look what we just did. I'm so excited, you guys. I have to tell y'all something. I have a new glass mat. I'm so excited about my new glass mat. It showed up yesterday, and from who delivered it? I think it was FedEx that delivered the glass mat. UPS delivered our glass mat. He had to bring that thing in like a piece of furniture. I'm not kidding. I got a huge one because the idea is I want to cover this whole surface as much as I can with my glass mat, so I can zoom out as much as I want to zoom out, because now I try to keep, if I like a clean screen, and here you're seeing my clean screen, and I can go out a tiny bit, but not a whole lot in my new setup. So I ordered that huge glass mat so I could really just kind of get all my stuff in, and I'm so excited about it. So hopefully next week you'll start seeing that on camera. I want to do an unboxing of it because you guys got to see how glass mats are packaged. If you've never seen, they are packaged like artwork. Now they cost like artwork too. I'm not even joking. They're expensive. But this guy right here, I was talking to, I think the owner of the company. I'm not really sure if he's the owner of the company or not, but I was talking to him and I said, you know what's crazy? Besides me, my glass mat has made the most appearances in my video than any other thing I've ever had in my video. It's me and this, because that's always here, right? So anyway, now this is what we built. Now all we have to do is build the pockets to go inside. That's it, you guys. All right, if you have your cover done, give me the word cover. Give me the word cover. Now, I'm going to show this picture, but do not think listen to me. I will show this picture. I'm not showing it to you for you to follow it. I'm showing it to you to show you how easy something is. I'm going to walk you through this picture. Do not panic over this picture, okay? I want you to see that this piece is by 8.5. This piece is by 8.5. This piece is by 8.5. And this piece is by 8.5. So we're going to cut 8.5 again, just like we did a while ago. We're just going to cut strips to these sizes. Okay, so you do not even have to think. This is so easy. I mean, you have to pay attention. But the first one we're going to do is we're going to make 2 8.5 by 8.5 inch squares. That's it. So take 2 of your pieces of 8.5. And I'm going to do mine at the same time. Stack them up. And do 8.5 by 8.5. You're going to hear me say 8.5 900 times today, because I did that to try to make it easy. Now, these 2 pieces right here, unfortunately, are leftovers. Now, are there places you can use them in the book? Yes, because if you're going to make tabs like I did, I made these tabs myself, and I'm going to show you how I did it. But if you're going to do these, this will totally be a way you can use up that scrap. So when I'm building a folio, what I typically do, and I do this because I have to film for you guys too and give you directions, but I usually make myself a pile, and any offcuts go into that single pile. So at the end, I know what all I had left over from those cuts, and I try to use them up. It's kind of a challenge that I have. Okay, so 2 pieces, 8.5 by 8.5. That's your first step. Now I want you to set these aside. Now, for the rest of the pieces, I'm going to say this real quick. We are not doing 2 of each of these. We're doing 1 of each of the others, okay? We're going to do 1 of each of these other cuts. Everybody got that? 1 of each of the other cuts. So what you'll do now is you're going to take another 8.5, okay? And now we're doing 1 8.5 by 7.25. 1 8.5 by 7.25. So 8.5. And put it on 7.25 and slice. That is another pocket. And I want you to see this, okay? We start stepping down. See how we're stepping down? And why are we doing that? Because here we step down. Now, full disclosure, this measurement is wrong. Not for you. This was my first build, and I didn't like this measurement, so you're getting the corrected version today, okay? So when you see this big gap, yours won't have that big of a gap. This was my first one I did, and I didn't like that big gap, so I changed it for your measurements. But you can see here, we're stepping down. So we've got 2, and then this next one, okay? Now we need to do 1 more, all right? And this guy's not big enough. So this is another piece you can put in your scrap pile. You're going to have to grab out 1 more piece of 8.5 by 11. And this one, we're going to make 1 piece that is 8.5 by 5.5. So again, you're just cutting it to 5.5. Now, what I love about this piece, this might be my favorite piece in the whole bunch, because this is now an A2 card base left over. You don't have to waste this piece. You can turn it into a card base. So at this point, the scraps we have are this, okay? But this guy is a card base. Don't forget that. He's A2. So this guy, 8.5 by 5.5. Remember that piece we did 3.75? That piece earlier? It comes in here. Just like this. Okay. So all your cuts are done. This is an easy quickie. It really is. I'm getting this optical illusion. It feels wrong, but I think it's right. So we're going to go with it. It feels wrong, but I think it's right. We're going to go with it. If it's wrong, we'll make the edits for your next one. This is your practice one, right? Okay. So let me show you what we have now. That's literally all the pieces you have to cut out. Ah! It's a good thing because I just threw my trimmer out. have one of those command hooks to hold my trimmer, it didn't do it. Come on, little guy, I'm sorry. And I threw him way under my desk. Okay, now then, I did a little prep work for us last night. Okay. What I want us to do right now, okay, you've got 8.5 by 8.5, 2 times. These 2 pieces are this pocket and this pocket in the back. Okay. This pocket and this pocket. That's what we're fixing to create. What I want to do right now is I want to do this piece. I want to go ahead and get that done. And I'm going to show you how we're going to build some stability there as well. Okay. You can't fight gravity. That's the truth. So I'm going to put one piece aside. I don't need, this is 8.5 by 8.5. I'm going to put this one aside and we're going to work on this guy. Now, the cool thing about him is he's a square. So it doesn't matter where you do what we're fixing to do. He's a square. Okay. What I want you to do though, pick your top side. If you're using a pattern paper, it does matter. We're going to the top. And what I'm going to do on this 8.5 by 8.5 piece is make a mark at 4 1/4. Why do you think 4 1/4? I know you don't have time to answer, but you know why. Because it's the middle. So I've made a mark at the top in the middle at 4 1/4. And we know that because we're A2 card makers. So we know where the middles are, right? So pencil mark at 4 1/4. That's all you got to do. Pencil mark at 4 1/4 or a mark at 4 1/4. Okay. Now what I want you to do is from that mark, you found your center. Okay. From that mark, take your ruler. And this is how you can square up without having to make a mark down here. Okay. Take your ruler and make sure your grid on your ruler is lined up at 8.5 on the bottom of the page. The top is at your mark. And now you have a straight line. Straight enough. Okay. Straight enough. And what I want you to do here is go to 2.5 and draw to your first mark. So all you're doing, okay, is you're making a mark in the center 2.5 inches down. That's all you got to do. So when I move this, you'll see what we did. In the middle of this page, we went to 4 1/4 to 2.5. And it is straight enough. I promise that is straight enough, even if it's not perfect. But the reason I love my grids and my rulers is because I use them to my advantage. I get that from fabric. When you're working with fabric, that's what you use these grids for. So that's why I love these gridded rulers. Okay. There's that. We're going to come back to that later. Leave it be. Leave it be for now. All right. Now that we've done that, I want to show you this. This is what we just did. Don't do this. We're going to do this together. Trust me, don't do it. But this is what we just did. What I need us to create right now are our score marks. And these score marks are the weirdest thing you're going to do today. Okay? Because in your mind, this is not how we score paper. But we're building an accordion. Okay? So what you see here, I have a wider score and then 2 thinner scores. This wider score is what I'm going to glue things together with. Because if you know me, I like a 1/2 inch attachment piece. I'm going to say attachment piece. This little guy right here is your Mountain Valley fold. So we have this wider score and these 2 thinner scores. So if I bring this over and show you, matter of fact, let me show you with the other one. If I bring this over and show you, we have a wider score here and then our 2 thinner scores, which become our Mountain Valleys. See? So we're going to basically make an M there. So when you're doing this, if you're like, wait a minute, my scores aren't the same. They're not supposed to be. You're supposed to have 1 wide and 2 thins. Okay. Now, the reason I'm spending a lot of time on this is because this is what we're about to do 5 times. We're going to do this very same thing on all of our pockets. So we're going to do it 6 times, right? How many pockets do we have in this thing? I might have been right the first time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every one of these is getting the same scores, no matter what size they are. Okay. The only thing that matters is where you put these scores. So I want you to remember this piece here, this is the top center. So when we score, we're going to be scoring here, here, and here. We'll never score the tops of our pockets. The good thing is, as long as you're doing what I'm showing you on 3 sides, you're fine. This one matters because it has a top. So we've got this guy, right? Let's do our scores. Remember, we're going to repeat this 5 times, so you don't have to stress about it. You're going to know this so quick, okay? Your first score, where's my little piece at? Hang on. This is how we're going to be scoring, okay? We're going to do 1/2 of an inch, and then we're going to do 3/4 and 1. 1/2, 3/4, and 1. Now, look, here's how I'm going to do it. If you're doing this on your scoreboard, your traditional scoreboard, it'll be like this. 1/2 of an inch, 3/4, 1. But I'm doing this on my trimmer, right? So watch on my trimmer. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to 1/2 of an inch, and I'm measuring on this side of my cut blade. I'll move my blade out of the way, and I'm going to score my 1/2 of an inch. And then what I do is I move over 1/4. So I'm using my grid here. I move over 1/4, which is 3/4 of an inch. Score that. Then I'm going to move over another 1/4 and score that. So here's what I've done, okay? 1/2 of an inch, 1/4 away from that, 1/4 away from that, which is 1/2, 3/4, and 1. And if you're doing it on your traditional scoreboard, where'd it go? 1/2 of an inch, 3/4, and 1. Now, I have to know you understand this before we move on. I have to know this makes sense. If not, I'll get going and you're going to get lost. If you can do this, if you can do these score marks, let me bring my marked one up. If you can do these score marks, you got this whole thing built here, here, and at the bottom. Okay. So I've done one side. Now I'm going to turn it and do the other side. 1/2 of an inch. I'm going to move over 1/4 of an inch. And I'm going to move over 1/4 of an inch. Now what I've done here is I've done the 2 sides. I've done left and right scores. Left and right scores. Now I'll do the bottom. Now look, I almost did the top. The bottom. That really only matters on this piece. Okay. Leave the top free. Score the bottom. 1/2 of an inch. 1/4, 1/4. That's how I did it because I used my trimmer, but you can use your other. It's the same thing. 1/2 of an inch, 1/4 away, 1/4 away. That was my little mantra. So now I have all 3 sides done. Okay. Okay. So if you've got, don't do the other pockets yet. I want to show you another thing we'll be doing over and over again. Okay. So if you got this one guy done, I want you to give me the word easy. I'm going to put it into your brain psychologically. Give me the word easy. Did I just catch you shopping for golf shirts?
You didn't catch me, but I'm looking at it.
Do you think you need more golf shirts? Y'all do that with it. What is it you catch me buying? And you want to go, do you think you need more? What is it?
No.
I don't care. I know what my issues are. I want to see if you think it's what I think it is. What is it you catch me buying and go, do you really need more of that?
I mean, it varies.
I think I have several things.
Yeah,
What recently?
no.
He ain't going to do it. I'll say it. I think for me recently, it's those slides. I think I have 4 pairs enough. Yeah, we stopped there. Okay. All right. Now we have to do one thing. And if you'll just let me explain it to you, it'll make sense. Okay. Down here at the bottom, do you see where our score lines, those 3 score lines are right there? And if you look at your page, they cross over. Your score lines cross over. Let me show you. I'm going to make this like so easy. I thought I drew this last night. I came in here and did all this drawing, but I guess I didn't draw this side. I drew the other side. All of my pens have dried up. All of them. My Sharpies. I don't understand. Is it this room? Let's try this one. Okay. Across. This is going to be messy. Y'all get the point. Okay. So, in your scoring, your score marks in the corner cross over like this. See that? How they cross over? Y'all aren't scoring all your pockets, remember? We're not scoring all the pockets, just one. Just one, okay? Don't go ahead. So, you got this guy scored. He looks like this. What I want you to do at the bottom of your pocket is I want you to do this score mark from here to there. It's 1/4 of an inch in more from the bottom to the top score. And let me make it easy for you. Before you worry about it, let me make it easy for you. You're just going to score 1 inch up. Okay. So I'm going to show you here. I'm going to come to the bottom. And what I did, you're going to be scoring at 1.25 inches up here. I just moved over 1/4 of an inch and I took my little blade. This is 1.25 inches. I've got it out here, right? I took my little blade and I just went up like that till it reached that spot. And this is just a reference mark. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to need a reference mark in a few minutes. So that's all that is, just a reference mark. And you want to do this on both of your bottom sides. So I've done it on this side, okay? And now I'm just going to come over here. And if you're using your grid to your advantage, you can do it right there with your grid. Go up about 1 inch. And there we go. Wait. I'm just doing that little score mark. And if you don't do it, it's not that big of a deal. I'll show you in a minute a way around it. But this is what I want at the bottom. And we'll talk about that before we move on. Yes, I can see you. What do you want me to wait for? You should all be caught up because I haven't given you another move except score this one. If y'all are going ahead of me, you're ahead of me. Don't go ahead of me. Don't go ahead of me. I may have an infestation of garden gnomes. You're exactly right. So all you should have done right now, your mark, you've scored 3 sides of one pocket, and then we've come down here and we've made this reference 1/4 inch mark up. On one pocket. On one pocket. That's all we've done. Don't move forward. We're just prepping this guy. Go ahead with your question, Miss Patty. Yep, it's 1/4 inch away from the long one. So don't make this bigger than it is, okay? These you already created when you did your scoring. These are automatically there. You're not making these now. These are already here. All I need you to do, and we could do this with a pencil if you'd rather. This is just cleaner. You just do a little score mark 1/4 of an inch in. This is a reference mark we're going to use later. That's all this is. If you're confused by it, don't do it now. I'll show you how to do it with a pencil. It's literally just just to show me this is 1/4 of an inch in right there. That's it. So all of these crossovers happen automatically. You don't have to do these. All I want you to do is an extra little 1/4 inch mark right there. And it's just 1/4 of an inch in to the top score. And if it goes over, it doesn't matter. We're just making a reference mark. That's all that is. And if you're confused, we're supposed to score 3 sides. Yes. This side, this side, this side. 3 sides. On my scoreboard, the scores are at 1 1/4 and 7 1/4. Okay, if you're using, let me do that for you. If you're using a scoreboard, here will be 1 1/4 and where are we at here? 7 1/4. That is correct. I just want to double check. So it's 1 1/4, 7 1/4. You're just making reference marks at the bottom. Make sure you don't do it on the side, on the long sides at the bottom. This one's a square, so it's the same. Just make sure you're not doing it on your pencil marked top. Okay, I'm not moving on until we got it. Yep. You're literally, let me tell you what you're doing. You're literally making yourself a reference mark now so you don't have to do it later. That's all it is. And it's a reference mark. If it's not 1/4, if it's like a little less, it won't even matter. All right, so here's what I need. I need you to give me the number 7. if you're ready to move on. You should be at the point where you have scored this side, this side, this side, made your 1/4 inch reference scores, and done your pencil mark. That's it. That's all you should have done so far. I'm going to do this next one. I didn't want to have to do this because my board is so big, but I'm going to do my next ones with my scoreboard for anybody that's using their scoreboard. Now, we're fixing to repeat what we did here, except that mark. That mark lives just like it is. That mark lives just like it is. So here's what you'll do. Take out another 8.5 by 8.5. This is your second pocket. This is your envelope side pocket. This is your other pocket on the right-hand side. So this is 8.5 by 8.5. We finished this one. Put it aside. I'll try to get this as tight as that other one. So I'm going to use this guy. I hadn't used it in a while. It just doesn't fit in screen good here. It's this new setup. I'll get it fixed when I get my new board. Okay. 8.5 by 8.5. Also, look how it makes my camera go crazy. 8.5 by 8.5. Remember, because it's square, we're good. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to score here, here, and here, leaving this open. If you're going to use your scoreboard, here's what you do. 1/2 inch. Whoops. Okay. Then I go over to 3/4. That's 1/4 inch away from my 1/2. Then I go to 1. Now again, this is how I did it. Down here, I came in 1/2 inch. So that's 8. I came in 1/4 from that, which is 7 3/4. Then I came in 1/4 from that, which is 7 1/2. So I have my two sides. My two sides are done. This is how I had it. I'm not scoring the top. I'm going to turn it to one side, and I'm going to score the bottom. 8. 1/4 inch in, which is 7 3/4. And 1/4 inch in, which is 7 1/2. What I want you to put in your head is that we're doing 1/2, 1/4, 1/4. And the reason I want you to know that is because when you start to use this over and over again, I want that 1/2 and 1/4 to 1/4 and 1/4, 1/4 make sense in your brain for building accordion pockets. Just know all I need is a 1/2 inch to adhere it, and then the 1/4, 1/4 for my mountain valley. Like, that's why I want you to get it that way. Okay. Now, here's what I'll do since this was confusing up here at the top. With all of my little crossovers, everything's crossed over. Our last mark was 1. I'm going to go to 1/4 and go to that 1 inch mark like that, and come over here and go to 7 1/4 and do that little mark like that. That's all I'm looking for. It's just a reference for me. And see how I went over the line? It ain't going to matter. It's just a reference. So I want to make sure y'all understand that. Because we cannot build. This is the only thing you got to know how to do. If you get this understood, you're in good shape. Ah. Ugh, I did it again. I just can't be neat. Don't do that one. Do all of these but that guy right there. It depends on what you're snacking on today, right? It might happen. Who knows? It could happen. So at this point, you should have this guy marked and scored. This guy scored. 2 8.5 by 8.5 scored. Okay. So now I'm obviously not using this one for my build. I have another one I can use. I think I do. I can do it on, I can put that on the inside. It'll be fine. Okay. So now we're going to go to our other pockets. So you should have 2 8.5 by 8.5 squares scored on 3 sides. And I have lost my pockets. Well, while I search for them. New. There they are. Okay. So now you have the one in the back, the one in the middle, and the one at the bottom. So 3 3/4, 5.5, and 7 1/4 are these pieces. These are the last ones we haven't scored, except our closure flap. We're going to do that very same thing on all of these. Okay. See, the reason I'm using my trimmer, I have discovered that the trimmer blade works better on some of my cardstocks and my scoreboard works better. I don't like putting my scoreboard in screen right now until I get it fixed. But even at that, I don't know if y'all noticed, but like the score mark the trimmer does on my Nina is so sharp and crisp, and it makes such a beautiful fold. And that with my, even if I use my bone folder and not that bead tool, it still is just not the same crispness in this Nina. That's the thing. Okay, so you want to start little and go big? Start with the little one. This is your 8.5 by 3 3/4. We're doing the same thing. We're going to go 1/2 inch. Quarter of an inch. Quarter of an inch. So we go 1/2, 3/4, and 1. See how sharp this score mark is? It just works really well on my Nina. All right, so that's this side. Now I'm going to go to the bottom. We'll do 1/2. Move it over 1/4. Move it over 1/4. And see how those little squares automatically create for us? They just automatically happen. I haven't done my 1/4 inch mark yet. I'm just doing my scores. So I've done one side, bottom side, and now the other side. 1/2 inch, quarter. And again, you're not going to get this now, but when you go to build this later, I don't really want you to know the measures as much as I want you to know 1/2 inch, quarter, because when you're building pockets, I want you to remember, oh, you know what? I can do this as an accordion pocket if I add an inch. Makes sense? I've added an inch to the side of my pocket on 3 sides and did 1/2 inch, quarter. I want to open your brain up for that, okay? All right, so if we look at the bottom down here, let me get my shadow. See how we're crossing over down there? And then we come down here and we see how we're crossing over. I need to make my 1/4 inch reference marks. So I'm going to go 1/4 inch in and 1 inch up-ish. 1 inch up-ish. We're going to do this so many times. You're literally doing this over and over and over again. So when you get done with this, you should have your 2 8.5 by 11s done and your little guy done. Let's go to your next guy. Let's go up. So this one's the 5.5 by 8.5. And what are we remembering? 1/2 inch, quarter. 1/2 inch, quarter. Thank you. I'm trying to stretch your brain today. That's good. I just want you, because here's what you can do in the future, which is going to be so cool. You're going to be building something and go, man, I wish this area right here had an accordion pocket. Well, guess what? All you do is measure the area add an inch, add an inch, add an inch, and you've got 1/2 inch, quarter, quarter. 1/2 inch, quarter, quarter. Because I'll be honest with you, I'll probably use this pocket a lot. I really like this idea, and I think I know a lot of places in the past. I wish I'd have taken the time to figure this out. In the past, what I would do, let me just tell you, is I would create an accordion binder strip that then I would fold up and glue in. And I don't know why I did all that work when this is all I had to do. If you've ever built an accordion pocket, you know what I'm talking about. Most people would cut a strip and make this happen on the strip and then glue it on. And I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm going to make my 1/4 inch reference piece. The idea of Made It Society is for me to try to bring in some cool different things for you. Another thing I tried to bring into this one was the building of structure, building of some stability. So that's our 5.5 by 8.5. So now you should have your 2 8.5s done, your 3 3/4 done, and then your 5.5 by 8.5 done. And you only have one more pocket to score. Same score, 1/2 inch, quarter, quarter. I think we're really good at visualizing because we're crafters, right? And when you can visualize what this is doing, you're going to see all the places you can use it later. And you may not visualize it until we get to the assembly. You may have to wait till we get to the part where I'm like, see, by the time it's over, you can be like, this makes perfect sense. I got it. Sometimes you got to do weird first. Maybe that's what I should say. Okay, we're going to do the weird, and then we'll do the understandable. You're going to dream 1/2 inch, quarter, quarter tonight. Probably almost did quarter, but it's 1/2 inch, quarter, quarter. Salty Beach girl, boy, I need some structure and stability. Rub yourself down with glue. Is that what we need to do? Hug our friends with our glue so we'll all bond together. Then I'm going to make my 1/4 inch reference marks. First the weird, then the wonderful. I love that. That's cute. The other thing is if you want to make a larger pocket, yeah, that's true. If you want to expand your accordion, you do run into you do have some, okay, this is not for everybody what I'm fixing to say. This is for the people that are going to go, that makes sense. There's a group of people watching right now that are thinking differently and then a group that are thinking differently from them. So here's what I'm going to say. Your parameter is your paper size. So when I say that, what I mean is if you have a 12 by 12 piece of paper, you do 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, you can do as many accordions as you want and bring that in and make a big old pocket, but your parameter is your paper size. I think that may have made sense to a lot more people because it did to me just then, and I can be pretty dense. All right, what you should have now is 2 8.5 by 11 scored on 3 sides. Your 7 1/4 by 8.5. I said 8.5 by 11s. 8.5 by 8.5 scored on each side, on 3 sides. Your 8.5 by 7 1/4 scored on 3 sides. Your 5.5 by 8.5 scored on 3 sides, and your 3 3/4 scored on each side. 3 3/4. Yes. Now, let's do this. Let's put them in a pile like this. I want you to have your right hand pockets piled up and your left hand pocket like this. You're weird and I'm wonderful. I'll take that. No, I'm just kidding. Y'all are cute. Cute, cute, cute. You know what? Where's Barbara? Did Barbara talk about a tunnel card? I've never made a tunnel card, but I wonder if we couldn't mix this. I may have to look into that and see if we couldn't mix this. See? Don't cut yet though, Meredith, because there's a trick. Trust me, don't cut yet. Because the bulk situation, I got a thing to show you first. But I know what you're saying, and yes, you're getting it. Okay, so take your right hand pockets, the 4 of them, and sit them aside. And let's finish this guy. Okay. Now, let me do this with my pen so you can see it. What we're going to do here is on this side where your score marks are, we're going to come in to the 3rd score mark, the one that's closest to the center. This is going to be our next reference mark right here. Okay. Because we're going to make our V in the pocket, not the gusset. So we're going to avoid the gusset right here altogether. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ruler. You really don't have to do this with pencil. You could just score this, but I'm going to do it with my ruler and pen so y'all can see it. Okay. So let me show you. So I've made this mark from the center to the the very first score mark I come to, which is the inside score mark. So we're leaving our accordion section clear, and that's where we're making our mark. We're going to do that on both sides of this center line. So we've done it on one side. We're going to do it on the other. Now, don't cut this. We're not actually cutting it. We're going to use it to our advantage, okay? I'm just showing you where you're going to be scoring. So if you want a pencil mark first, you totally can do the pencil mark so you know you're scoring in the right spot. But tell me, does it make sense that where I have done this? And I have a picture to show you too. Let me bring my picture over. You can see here, we're coming inside the scores is where we're making our V. So if you understand that, give me a V. If you understand that, just type V to make it easy. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to score that line because I want to fold it. So I'm going to score here and here. And you can do this in a couple of ways. You can do this if you have a mouse pad or a notebook, like I'll show you. You can take your notebook and lay underneath here just to give you something to press into. And you can just use your ruler. Let me turn my notebook this way. You can just use your ruler and your score tool. Or you can put this in your scoreboard, or you can put it in your trimmer, whichever way works for you. Just score this is all we're going to do. And it doesn't have to be a super perfect score. We just don't want it to crack too bad. So you can see how you really don't have to do the pencil mark. All I need you to do is score from that point to here, but I wanted to make it real clear. Sometimes I make things clear as mud. Sometimes I do. Okay, now another place for stability. And this is the thing. When I was building, I'm like, why don't we just do this way? Please don't do anything yet till I do, because it's a little different, okay? What I'm going to do here, I'm going to cut my 2-inch line to the point. That's it. I'm not cutting anything else. I'm going to cut right here, nothing else. So I'm going to cut straight down. Don't be messy. Cut straight down to your point. See what I did there? I just opened that up. My thought was, I was going to just cut these out. And I'm like, wait a minute. Why would I cut these out? This pocket could get a lot of wear and tear, right? Especially if we're putting envelopes in and out of it, in and out of it. Let's use this to our advantage. So we've scored it. Now, if we fold it, you have a couple options, which I think is kind of cute. Let me show you. Fold this and crease it. Okay. If you wanted your pocket to have kind of a shirt look, like a man's suit, wouldn't this be cute if you did this and you actually decorated this? You see, in my book, I did it and hid it, and I'll show you how I hid it. In this book, that is on the inside. I folded it inside for stability. And then I glued that down like we did all the extra gluing. But isn't that cute if you wanted to make this a masculine gift or something? I love that. But what I'm going to do is glue this down on the inside. So you pick where you want it to go. I think it's super cute. And again, let's let all our friends grab together and hold hands and make this strong. Thanks, Meredith. That's so kind. Lately I'm like, why waste those pieces, right? There, if I cut that off, it's either going in my scrap bin or in the trash. And here, I can use them. No sense in throwing them away. Terry needs us some help, so go ahead with your question. And then I'm trying to get this super flat. If I was going to leave that as a collar, I probably wouldn't glue it down. I think it would just be cute popped up as a collar, or maybe I'd put some foam behind it. But you can see mine here folded down, but I'm going to turn it over and use this side in my book. It's just strong. And I love this thick turnover here. Because how many times we're going to do this in that pocket, right? Opening it. Let me show you. Keep putting my book over there. But how many times we're going to go in here and pull and tug and pull and tug. In these, I'm not as worried about it because we have tabs. But isn't that cool? I love it. Okay, here's what you should have done. You should have this folded, sliced, folded, and glued down. That's where we're at right now. Now for this next part, I'm going to ask you to let me do it one whole time. Like I literally want y'all to put your tools down, get your coffee. This is where you can finish it before it gets freezing cold. And I just want you to watch me a little bit. Okay. This is going to be the step that changes everything and makes everything work perfectly for us. So I just need you to let me work. Okay. All right. First, what we're going to do, we're not doing anything yet. We're going to look. Did we get that question before I move on? I drew to the corner so it doesn't want to bend right. Just retrain your paper. Just kind of push it up because you don't want to go out here. You wanted to go here. So just lay your paper back out and just rescore it and just that'll be fine. That'll be fine. I hope that helped. Did that help? What did Ziggy say? Where's Ziggy's great idea? Hold on. I cannot see these things. Ziggy. Oh, no. Well, I missed Ziggy's trick. Where'd it go? Oh, well, I'm not seeing it. Ooh, a wedding dress with a collar and have the, that's pretty. Love that. Okay, let me talk to you about this. Now, you guys remember we did all these scores and they all came down here and they all crossed over. Okay. You can even see my scores in that black that I colored. All my little scores are in there. But I got to show you the trick. This is the trick. Okay. That little reference mark score we did was so we could cut away this little section. You do not want to cut this piece. Look, everybody's loving Ziggy's trick and I don't see it. Somebody tell me what it is. Because now I'm just like, what am I missing out on? Oh, okay, yes, I was reading creations. Thank you so much. Y'all are like, Maymay, you just said it. I'm sorry, that's on me. So when we go to cut away, we're going to lose all of this. We don't need any of this. And we're going to cut in and get that. So please don't do this, okay? Please don't do this. Let me do it and show you. Let me show you. So we'll start with this little guy. I've got all of this down here. We are not cutting our reference mark. That one that was a pain, we're not cutting it. We're going here. Let me show you. We're going to go to our corner and our corner. And yes, you can cut away your score marks. That'll be fine, okay? So do you see I left my 1/4 of an inch reference mark? Do y'all see that? Please don't cut that. I left that. What I want to cut away is this little, where my finger is. I want to leave this. You'll see why. It's important. I tried doing it without and it doesn't work the same. So here's what I did. I opened this up by going snip, snip. So now watch what goes away. That's what I want to take away. And the way I got rid of it was I took my scissors to the back. See, I laid them behind and I just snipped. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You're not going to see it. But we're basically making this like thing. There's a reason. There's a reason. That's how you're going to clean it up. Okay. Let me do one more. So we're going to cut away the corner first that we don't need. That's where all our marks intersect. Don't cut away your reference mark because you need it. I'm going to snip up to my reference, snip up to my reference, drop it down. Okay. And you can do it. I dropped mine like this so I could get my scissors on the right hand side. But if you're left-handed, as long as you are cutting that little piece away, it does look like a paper doll tab. It does. That's what we're doing. Do not do this until you understand it. Do you understand it? If you understand it, go to town. You're going to do that on all your pockets. Every single one of them needs the same thing. If you don't understand it, let me answer it for you. That is a good idea. I love that with the wedding dress situation. I have sat here with my glue unpinned this whole time. And we wonder why our glue clogs up. Oh, mine, not y'all's. If you do not understand this, I need to know. Bring back the black pieces. Okay, do we feel like we can do it? Okay, so I got an I don't. Here we go. Your score marks and your score marks intersect. You're going to cut that away. You're going to cut that square off. Then you're going to go in and cut that little section right there. It'll look just like this. Let me do another one. I got plenty of them to do. Look, let me get you another. This is not a problem. So check out what I'm going to do. My score marks intersect here. I want to take that off. Just like so. Then I'm going to snip in to my 1/4 inch reference mark. I'm going to turn that middle section down, put my scissors behind and cut it off. The crazy thing is, as you get going, you'll see that you can actually just, as long as you're cleaning that out, you don't have to do the motion I'm doing. You just need that little, you got to save this tab. You have to save him. He cannot go away. We need him. He's an important part of our build. See, see, like right here, I can go in and cut to my reference mark. Do you see that? I'm going to cheat. I can cut to my reference mark. Then I can cut my square out. Then I just have the one part of the reference to snip. Then I turn it down. Well, turn it down, cut it out. I turn it backwards so I can hold it on my right hand because I cut with my right hand. Everybody seeing it? It kind of looks like a, I don't know why it reminds me of like one of those old cocktail glasses that had that base on it. I don't remember. Okay, there's that one. Now I'm going to do another one. Here we go. I cut to my reference mark. I'm cheating this time. Cut my square away. Release my notch. Cut away my notch. I think this is the hardest part of the build. The scores might have confused y'all, but that's just because they were different from what you're used to. I think this, if you can comprehend this, you've done good. When you get all of these done, give me the word notch. I've got one more to do. Oh, I'd add another one because I just messed that up. Oh, I have two more to do. I got to do this one too. Okay, that's my this side. And let me go get one of these guys. Is it you? No. Yeah, I can use this one. There we go. I think you just have to pay attention. You have to take your time on this so you know you're getting the right things. You know, another thing is, you know how I color this? You could totally score them all and color what goes away and make everything even easier for you. I know that's on the back. I've got to use this because I messed up the one I did. I'm just going to put it into service there. It'll be on the back. You won't see it. The color's different, so I'm going to have to change that. All right. What y'all think? You got to this point? Yes, on the V pocket as well. I might not have said that. Now, if you're to this point, I need you to score and crease or crease, fold and crease. Crafters Calisthenics. Let me show you what I need you to do, okay, before you do it. I know we have a score mark right there. You don't have to fold that. All we're doing here is our little accordion lines. Just fold and crease everything, okay? And then what's going to happen, I'm going to fold this where it looks like. On this bottom part, you just want to leave those little pieces like they are, those little 1/4 inch pieces, the little hanging chads, leave them like they are, and fold this to look like an accordion. See it? So on the side piece, I'm going to go up, I'm going to come down, and I'm going to go up again. A lot of forgiveness here, you guys. Don't panic. A lot of forgiveness. Lot of forgiveness. The best part is you want them to have some body. So you're not really trying to like super crease, blah, 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 because you want them to have a little bit of body to them and pop. So I'm going to show you what we're getting here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you why that notch was important. Watch this. If you cut that notch away, ask me how I know this. If you cut that notch away, we would have only had that much to glue on because we would have cut this little piece away. But because we kept it, we get 1/2 of an inch to adhere. And I'm telling you, I tried doing it without that, and you do not get the same structure. It just wouldn't stay. It wasn't enough to hold the pressure with that little 1/4 of an inch. That's why I kept it. So that's why we went in so this guy can live there. See how he's living where we cut that notch out? And let me show you that here because it'll make perfect sense now. It's just one of those things you have to see before. See how all our little 1/4 inch cuts give our accordion a place to live? That means you can't put, you know, hundreds and thousands in here or glitter or because you got little holes in there, but cards will be fine. See? But you do have to have that little piece or you'll be sad. And I do love how this looks. And I love how, I mean, look how that'll just accordion with no kickback, no push. Isn't that good? Love it. Okay. So thank you very much. That's very kind. Okay. So now what you do, also, let me say this. You need to trust me on this. When we go to close this up, what you want is you want your side pieces in and your bottom piece out. And what I mean by that is, let me get this laid down so I can show you. Lay back down. I want my bottom piece here. The reason for that, let me show you on the pink one because I think the pink one's easier to see in my lights. So I opened this up. This was a tester piece I did and I opened it up. But, oh, I can show you. Look. Okay. This is where I decided I needed to keep that tab. Look what happened when I didn't keep the tab. There's nowhere to glue. You got nothing. Keeping that tab was important. Okay. What I was going to show you, I can't show you on that because it's all messed up. The reason I like this piece glued over the top of our side pieces is because when you're sliding something in the pocket, it won't catch on this bottom piece as bad. It might still catch in there, but if you do this, you can kind of use that to your advantage. If you put it on the inside, what happens is that now becomes a catch-all in that corner. Okay? Told you. When you leave here, you're going to be like, that's the easiest build. It looks hard, but it's easy. All right. So, fold and crease all of them. Let's do that. Fold and crease. So, again, I'm going to fold in back and up on my sides. And I'm telling y'all, it is super forgiving. These accordions are super, super, super forgiving. Okay, so I'm just making little M's. See our little M? There it is. I try to help you avoid the pitfalls, but it's because I already fell into the pit. When I was building it, I fell into the pit and went, well, that's not going to work. And sometimes I get so frustrated because I'm like, I'm going to scrap this whole thing, but I don't want to scrap it. I just thought, you know what? As weird as that little move right there is, it really is worth it because the build is so good, right? That's why I said, no, I'm going to teach them that it's worth it. Could we have done other things around it? Yes. Could we have made separate strips? Yes. But this is such a clean, neat book. I just love how it turns out. And I think it's good to learn, right? It's good. All right. I have 2 done. I've got more to do. So my first fold, got to get my score right. My first fold is up. Then I come back. Then I go in. Okay. Then I go up. Then I go back. Then I go in. Then we go up. We go back. And then we go in. Little M's. Next one. Up. Back. In. Up. My arms are tired. Back. In. M&M's with no peanuts. That's right. I don't know. We're kind of nutty. Ted, have we been kind of nutty today? And I got another one to do. Some chocolate would be good right now. I actually have some. I was going to ask y'all if y'all tried this chocolate. I'm going to get mine folded and then I'll show you. I think it is so good. I've been on the fence about trying it because I don't ever trust, nutritional people that say it tastes delicious. Do y'all believe that whenever somebody who's like, they eat no sugar and no carbs and then they're like, it's delicious. I never trust that, right? All right. So that one's folded on the sides. That one's folded on the sides. That one's folded on the side. That one's folded on the side. So there's our right-hand side. And then this is our left-hand side. Let me show you these chocolates. I think they're good, though. Benny doesn't like them. He's not a dark chocolate guy. But they're delicious. And I found these at Costco, but I think they sell them in other places now, too. These things. Have y'all had these? They have 3 grams of sugar per one. And I've been meaning to look and see how many grams of sugar there is in a Reese cup. Can you Google that, babe? Because I want to know how much better for me this is. And also they don't have really bad ingredients in them. There's some not so great stuff, I guess. I really don't know. Anyway, they're so good. And there's another one I want to try that's a bar. And I don't think it's by the same company. It might be. But try them out. This peanut butter one, real good. Real good. I don't know. This one tastes like an Almond Joy. It's got like almonds. So good. Okay. Now y'all know. Those are delish. All right. Tell me if you're folded. If you're all folded, say folded. You're allergic to all chocolate? There's a folded. I got my first one. There's 10.5 grams per Reese's cup. Huh. So what you're saying is, I can have 6 of these and it would equal a Reese's pack. See how I do my math, parents? Because that would put me at 9 grams per, let's see. So 3 of these is almost 1 Reese, and they come 2 to a pack. So 6 of these. And then there'd be a little leftover. So technically I could have 7 of these. Oh my goodness. That's my math. Your taste buds are allergic to chocolate. That's bad. I feel good about that now though, Terrence, because I've been eating like 2 a day. They're delicious. All right. I'm seeing a bunch of folded. You like chocolate math? Look how pretty. Oops, I got chocolate on my finger. I'll bite it and show you inside. I'll sacrifice. Chocolate math. See? I can vouch for them. What does that say? 2 snack sizes, 18 carbs. Oh, how many carbs in this? I bet the carbs 7. I bet the carbs are not low. 6 in this one. I'm sorry I had to sacrifice for you. By the way, the pie winner was local, so we don't even get to eat your pie for you. We don't get to do that. We don't have to do that. Unreal bars. That's the ones I want to try. They're the bigger ones, aren't they? Oh, you're double allergic. They're good. You're going to see them at Craftopolis, and I'm going to be having them. They're good. As you can tell, I'm giving people time to get their folded done because we're fixing to assemble. Sorry, Brandy. Ooh, when will the video of this go live? I just got a call out. It'll just be up when we're done. It won't go down. How many pieces? You should have 4 for the right-hand side, 1 for the left-hand side. What are they? Are they called Bear Bell? Where do you get them? Walmart or Trader? I do. I'll be teaching 2, maybe 3 classes this event. Paper, sewing, and maybe the big room quilt. It is recorded. It is recorded. It'll stay up live when we're done. I'm going to have to try those. Mix Van, I have to know your name. I eat chocolate a lot better than I can fold. That's hilarious. Oh, let me show you like this. Okay, before we go into the next step, I want to show you this. This is what we're going to build. We're not actually going to put this into the book first, folded and exhausted. I agree. We're not going to put this in the book first. We're going to build it on itself. Then we'll put it in the book. It's a lot easier to put this in as one piece than try. It just is. Okay. We're going to build each one onto the other. It's really simple. Okay. Let me show you this. I'm going to start with my bottom one. This is my smallest one. The only place we can glue this together is where this overlaps down here, the little flap. That's the only glue that we add, and we add it to 2 sides. Okay. That glue is really just to hold this together until we glue it onto the other pocket, because that's where the stability happens. Gluing these together is what makes these really strong. Okay. So what we're going to do here, I want to show you this too. You see how I can press this all the way down? Look, I can press this all the way flat like that, and it lines up nice and neat. When you're gluing, you can hold it in your hand like this. You can stick your glue nip behind there, put your glue in and squeeze. You just need to get these sides stuck together. That's not really what's going to hold it. Okay. You just want to get them stuck together. So watch this again. I can press this down, put it in my fingers. See how I've kind of lined it up. I can just take my glue tip, put it in here, run some glue. The only thing you want to make sure of is that your pockets don't glue together at the bottom. See, watch when I let go. See how it opens? That's what we want it to do. We don't want it to get, like, you don't want a little seeping glue hold it together. So that's all I need to do, is I just need to make these guys stay together like that. But I don't want you to do them all consecutively, and I'll show you why. Let me move this. When you have one secured like this, you'll go to the size up, okay? Because these are going to stack like stair steps. And you're going to glue this down onto that one. And I did it. It doesn't matter how you do it. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and glue them all together. Let's do one step at a time. So I'm going to go to my second one. I'm going to line up my little bottom. I've never said my little bottom about me ever in my whole life. So just holding these guys together, put my glue tip in there, seal that down. I need to, Terry, because sometimes I feel like Craft Acropolis is our best kept secret, but I also feel like I talk about it all the time. Put a little glue there, fold it down. Just get this to hold. Don't y'all feel like it's our best kept secret too sometimes? But then again, don't y'all get sick of hearing me talk about it sometimes? I just never know. There's a fine balance. I do need to film a video about it. I can do that. So you just got to work that to get that. You're just wanting to catch those little guys. And you need to do this on all of them. Craft Acropolis is our in-person crop that we do here in Clanton, Alabama. We do it twice a year, spring and fall. Our next one coming up is in October. And y'all tell them who's here that's going to be there. You'll see how many of the crafters here will actually be at Craft Acropolis. Marianne, trying to pay for it. I can take your money. Just call me. It's a lot of fun. We have all kinds of crafters there, not just paper crafters, sewists. Some people paint, some people do diamond dots, some people do. We had one girl do paint by number one time. One lady brought her business and did her business for a week from there, like worked her business. You just never know what people are doing. Some people did somebody has done acrylic work before when they come. It's just a lot of fun. We spend a week together, and then I also do a couple of classes while you're there. I know. Everybody keeps rubbing in that they're all going on a cruise in October. What is the deal? Your sixth time. Maggie, that's so fun. I can tell you what to expect. A good time. Like, it's a very small little venue. I mean, I call it small compared to what you guys are probably used to. It's a small venue, and you have your table. You have an 8-foot table with your chair. You sit in a room with a sea of other crafters that have their tables. Some of them hook their tables together, and we call them pod people. We have a lot of pod people. We have a good bit of pod people, but we have in the past been asking our pods to stay to 6 tables or less because it's just turning into one big pod, and that's fine. I love when y'all do that. I love that y'all connect so much. And like I said, people do a whole bunch of different stuff when they're there. We have one class on Tuesday, one class on Wednesday. I think I'm telling y'all right. We have a reception the first night where we get to meet everybody. You get a goodie bag at your table when you arrive. You get to spend the day with me and Vince and Shannon, and Sylvia is there part of the day. Amber maybe comes every now and then. She didn't come the whole time. Sometimes Jasmine comes by. Sometimes our local friends will come and say hello. But mostly you just come and craft, just make. A lot of makers doing a lot of different things. A lot of different things. Salty Beach Girl, it's a week long and there's a lot of places to stay. We recommend, you know what? I'm talking to them, Mackie, about that too. We recommend you stay at the Hampton Inn because it's our newest hotel, but there's other hotels too. But the Hampton Inn gives you a discounted rate through us. And I want to say that the Shoney's Inn still gives a discounted rate. Don't quote me on that. But we also have some Airbnbs in the area now, which is nice. We have some of those popping up. And then we did a movie night last time and it was so much fun. We have a local movie theater and we took the whole movie theater, just the Made It's, and watched a movie together. And I really want to do that again because I want to do a Christmas movie this time. So I'm talking to them about that. What they have to do is see what movies they can get at that time. Yes. A lot of us visit. Rhonda's like, sorry, I'll be in Ephesus. Seriously though. You guys this is the first, it's going to be weird without Rhonda. It's going to be weird without Miss Patty. It's going to be weird without the ones we are ready to see all the time. You know, there are some really good RV parks. There's some great ones, campgrounds. Okay. Now you got these guys held together. That's all we did. We held them together and we got our little doolollies here. Okay. We're going to sit. This is my biggest pocket in the back. This is the biggest one. And I checked it. And you want to do that too. Check and make sure it's your largest pocket. You see how we're working here. Okay. So I'm going to take my largest pocket. This is very easy. I'm going to go ahead and show you this because you may have to do this even after we turn off the video, but this is easy. Okay. You're going to apply glue to these 1/2-inch flaps we made. And this is how I did it. I thought this was neat. This is my open pocket. This is my open pocket. My closed edges, you just stack these guys up together. I just literally stack them up, push them in, and push them down. That's it. Stack and push. And look. Do I fold the V shape the same as you folded the V? I'm a little confused on that question. You may have to ask me that a little different. Nancy can't make it. That makes me sad. Will I be a fifth wheel if I come? No. Are you kidding me? You get to be alone if you want to be alone, but you're typically never alone if you don't want, like, if you like friends, you will make friends. Day one, you will make friends. You will not be alone. All right. So that was the 2 largest. Now I'm going to go to my next smallest and put it on. Just glue it on. That's all we're doing. Same movement over and over and over again. I hope you're seeing what you're asking about. Did you get what you needed? Sorry, my glue's wet. I'm going to put it down and then I'll show you again. My glue's wet. That's like saying, sorry, I got something on the stove. I don't know that we even have any video. You know what happens at Craft Acropolis? We all have every intention of getting videos and share them and having a good time showing everybody. And then we all hang out and nobody really films, like especially me or Tamitha. We don't film much. We got more footage last time. Maybe I can use that footage. We'll try. That's the problem. What I need to do, what I would love to do, and I need to reach out to somebody. I'd love to hire a videographer for the week to go around and create the video for us. So we would just have it done. I think that would be so neat. I need to find somebody who could do that. All right, smallest one. I'm being real honest. Everybody will tell you, I sit at everybody's table for the week. I'm at a different table and I'm not even thinking about filming. It's a lot of fun for me just to get to hang out with people, and I should be filming. I know I should. We just and then this is like, how many times have we done Craft Acropolis? All right, you're only going to stack this. Okay. You're only going to stack that. And look how easy that is. It looks hard, doesn't it? Are y'all shocked how easy it is? Okay. So you got this side and you got this side. I'm just odd situation being 61 with college kids. We're not far off of that. I mean, Vince is, are you 62 or 63?
63.
He's 63 and Joe graduated. Well, Joe would still be in college, wouldn't he? Yeah, he'd still, I mean, he didn't do the college thing. And I'm saying that because that's what he said to me, but he would still be in college. Okay, now you don't have to do this. You just keep stacking. If you're not through stacking, it's no big deal. This assembly, you're almost done. Now you just search for your cover because we did it so long ago. We've all lost it. Here's your cover. And here's your spine in the middle. See that? This guy, you just center him in there. I put him all the way to the bottom. I want to show y'all that. I glued him all the way flush at the bottom, and then I have about 1/4 of an inch on either side. And whatever I ended up with at the top is what I ended up with at the top. No big deal. So you're just going to glue this down just like you just did them all together. You're going to apply glue here. And like I said, I put him to the bottom and I centered him side to side and I squished him down. That's it. Oh, take my cap off. To me, the expensive part is travel. We try to keep Craft Acropolis itself really affordable, but the travel can be expensive. One thing some of our folks do is they get together and they travel in groups, so they save money on like they get Airbnbs and stay together. We might have an Airbnb by then, huh, Vinny? We're working. We have 2 houses and we're trying to decide which one to turn into the Airbnb. But we do have one that we might be able to do it as a rental before then, maybe. My spirit wants to put the decorator paper. Oh, you could. And I think, I don't know if I said that or not. You totally can put your paper wherever you can do that how you want to. Just remember, this is always your practice. Like this is the first one. And when you do this again and you understand the build, you can cover everything beforehand and everything. But I just wanted you to understand the build. So that's what this one is. I didn't put my decorator paper on first. And in some places you can see I should have gone deeper. Like, let me show you. I certainly didn't want to cover my whole pocket. Okay. That's a lot of wasted cardstock. And you can see I just went to there. That doesn't bother me. I could have gone deeper with that, but I didn't. But if you want to cover deeper, you certainly can. And if you want to put a piece back here first, you can. I didn't. I just did that. And same thing here. It's just a strip. Because I feel like once it's full, nobody, and who's looking in there but us, right? So that side's done. And then we do this side. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Y'all probably like, wow, I cannot believe how easy this was. It looked intimidating, didn't it? I thought the same thing. I thought this looks like it took a lot of work. It's really not that much work. And then you just put this one in the other side. That's it. And there's your book. Now, I want you to see something. I did not put my closure on yet. There's a reason. We'll talk about that next week. And you, at this point, you do not have the measurements for that. You don't have the measurements for the decorator paper. Here's the thing. we're going to do this together next week when we get together. We're going to cover it. We're going to decorate it. Now, I can give you what I would call my measurements, and that's perfectly fine, but you guys may do them different. And I'm always apprehensive giving you the measurements. I put them on paper, but the reason I'm apprehensive is no one's stuff is exactly the same. And I'm going to say it to you. You're going to get this right here. If you go through and you cut all this out and you think it's going to fit exact, it's probably not. No one's scoring and measures is the same. And if you're picky, and I typically am about this, okay, this is what I do. But once I've done a build, I measure. And this one's okay. This one is it ended up folding almost to 6.5. So if I cut to 6 1/4, I'm fine. But if this were like this and I cut to 6 1/4, my measures would be wrong. So what I wanted to do was next week when we get together, I wanted us to literally do the measurements together so you could see how that works. Because if you go with what I said, here's the problem. What I said here fit this. But if your scores and folds aren't the same, it's going to be different. So you'll get it, but I wouldn't even go by my measures. I would measure this and I would take off 1/4 of an inch of what you get. See, there's a good example right there. Okay, so this fold came out to 2 7/8. So if I did it at 2 1/2, it's not going to be what I want because I want a true 1/4 of an inch difference. I hope that makes sense what I'm saying. Your fold, when you're doing your decorator stuff, you need to think about that. Now, we will talk magnets and all that next week. You don't have to use a magnet. You can use a Velcro, whatever. But I'm going to send you out the PDF this afternoon. Isn't that neat? I love it. And I'm going to show y'all something else in case one of y'all wants to do it. I haven't had a chance. Okay. Let me do it with the other one. Ignore the whole left-hand side of this book. I think this is a cool thing. Watch this. All right. So ignore this side of the book. If you built 2 of these and you stack them together, look how cool that is. Stacked together like this. Maybe you build 2 of these books. Oh my goodness. I love that. Do you see that? Just build 2. Glue them together for stability right here in the middle. Have another one and have 2 closures. Would that not be a cool thing? I think that'd be neat. I may have to try that. I think that'd be neat because I don't want to waste that other build I've got over there either. All right, you guys. So this is where we are today. We did that in 2 hours. And listen, this does not take 2 hours to do. It does not take 2 hours to put together. You can put these together so quick. Just make a bunch in solid colors and stick them on your shelf. And when you want to make a gift, come on, this is a cool one, right? I hope y'all enjoyed that as much as I did. It looks like some of you did. Thank you so much. The pockets are not equal. The top one won't be. The top one is not. These should be. This one won't be. For sure. And when we get back to, hello, darling. Hang on, you guys. Somebody came in the room. You going to show them? Well, you can't. Let me show her. Miss Bean. Come here, darling. Come here, darling. Come up. There's Miss Bean. Say, I've been patiently waiting. I've been in the house with Maymay. I've been patiently waiting to come see you guys. Now I'm here. She got a bean sighting today, too. You got a bean sighting. This sweet girl. She's like oblivious that you guys are even in the room. Hold on a second. Let's make us bigger. Let's make us bigger so they can see us. Here we go. There's my girl. Say, good morning. So let Mama scratch my neck because I love when she gets under my collar. Let Mama scratch my neck. That's a sweet girl. That's a sweet girl. This is Bean. This is our little dog. Her's a sweet girl. Her's a sweet girl. You good? You leaving me? She gone. Where you going? To Dad? She gone. All right, you guys. That's Made It Society for part 1. We'll be together next week for part 2, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to pick up right where we were, and we are going to finish that little guy. Hopefully, I have Christmas paper by then. That's what I'm hoping for because I really want to do this with Christmas paper. Thank y'all for saying hey to Miss Bean. Let me make sure I answered any questions before we go real fast. Aw. Well, we're here with you. You're not alone. We're all your friends. We're right here with you. You coming up? Somebody else has done this before. Listen, there's no new idea, right? Like I thought I did this, so who knows? You want to see a baby? We had one yesterday. We had a baby with us at the shop. We got to babysit Davis and took him with us. All right, you guys, we love y'all so much. I want you to have a great weekend. I'm fixing to send the PDF to Tamitha, which she will send out to you guys in an email. You will have it. Make sure you're signed up for our texts and emails. If you're not, that's the only way you can get them, okay? So I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend. And until Tuesday, when we're live again at 2, y'all have a good one. Bye now.